Shalom. Wait, make sure it's up. Oh, no, it's not. There we go. Shalom. This is Truth is Everlasting, Lion's Den. I am Yahweh Sap. I camp out with Lion Den, Hawan Ben Joshua Water in Jacksonville, Florida. But first I have to give a prayer to the Father, to the Son, to the elders, to the Akans, and to the women and children around the world in Paleo-Hebrew language. Ka halayim la Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Ha Roka Kodash Mahamaf, in the name of Yahweh Shai, in spirit and holy and in truth. Double honors to the 144,000 chosen elect. Double honors to the apostles of GMS. Double honors to the apostles of Lion Den's camp. Salutations to the Akans who are on the four corners of the earth. And to the women and children, Shalom. Well, people are getting upset, are catching on, and are becoming aware that things are going in the wrong direction, right? As for working hard and trying to own things in this wicked world. It says here, they are tricking us with subscriptions. You will own nothing and still pay monthly. Oh man, that's no lie. The title of this lesson, They That Weep. Here we go.
2025. And we noticed that on the screen, you can't use navigation unless you pay a subscription fee for it, right? Which is insane. Like, you can't just hook your phone up and use navigation on your phone. That's free. So we looked at the subscription fees, and it's $15 a month. It's also $15 a month to stream music to the actual screen in your car. Okay, together it's $25 a month. Then I also saw somebody on a forum say it's $8 a month to be able to see your oil level and your tire pressure. The car's like 40 grand. Oh yeah, remote start. You have to literally pay a subscription fee to get remote start. The vehicle is capable of all these things. What the fuck reality?
So I have a Toyota product, and it had cameras in it. And I don't mean just in it like for your safety. It had cameras to where it's watching you drive to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. But when I connected a device for the Bluetooth, it kept disconnecting every time I got in the car. And she was stating, oh, that's because it's based on subscription. And when she told me all the things that were a part of said subscription, mind you, the Toyota product that I'm talking about, they're about over $70K for the vehicle I was in. You don't want to drive your car somewhere and they're telling you to turn it in. That car will be able to literally turn itself in.
Suck it.
They laughed at me when I said it. When I said that everything is going to be subscription based, they laughed at me. I remember looking at them comments. I told y'all renting a house is going to be in the past. It's going to be subscription based. Everything is subscription based. Why? Let me tell you why. Because back in the day when you was able to buy a CD, that's a tangible item that you can hold in your hand. When you buy a subscription, you can't hold it, you can't own it. They can cut that bitch on and off as they see fit. You don't own nothing. Why do you think there's no more landlords? Most people are renting from companies, nigga. How is it that you go buy a $40,000 car, you got to pay a subscription to auto start the bitch, or push start, subscription for the navigation, subscription to stream music? Because they don't want to give it to you as a tangible item where you can hold it, you can keep it, you can play it as much as you want. They want to continue to charge you for something over and over and over and over again. And that's what people don't understand. So when you bought that CD, you bought it one time. Subscription, you're gonna pay for it over and over and over and over again. Y'all gotta understand, man, the more money you make, the more money they wanna take. The more money they take out of your pockets every 30 motherfucking days, it guarantees you to stay a slave. Meaning you got to go back.
Okay, so let's stop it right there. He's saying the truth. Okay? He's saying the truth. But we, the Hebrew Israelites, we use scripture to guide us in what's going on so we can prepare ourselves, right? How to go about dealing with this situation in this wicked world. I want to go to 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 30. And they that weep, as though they weep not, And they that rejoice, as though they rejoice not. And they that buy, as though they possess not. Sucker, man. It's telling you in scripture, how to go about this spiritual war that we're all going to go through and that we are going through, right? Now, something that just popped up in my mind right now when I heard him say that, which is true. You go to rent an apartment, you have to go through a corporation. I think people should start asking, in letter writing, who's the owner of the buildings, and check their credit, and if they have any criminal record, so you can use that against them. And if it's only AI who is in charge of it, then I think you have a case of discrimination. Sakya. Verse 31. And they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashions of this world passeth away. And that's what we are aware about, that these things that the Edomites that empower the banksters that are hiding, right, and doing all this wickedness is going to come to pass. The only reason that Yahweh Shin Yahushua is allowing them to do it is because they have to fulfill what Yahweh, right, and Yahweh Shah already have written, okay, and have spoken. That's all. It's to perfect us so that we can learn and grow spiritually, seeing and going through this experience of wickedness, right? So that way righteousness is the remedy and the solution, right? And also our King of King, Lord of Lord, Yahweh Shai, to come back, right, and bring the new kingdom on earth. I want to go to Luke chapter 6. Now, when I say the new kingdom, remember or understand, you so-called Negros, Latinos, and speckled birds. The Edomites are going to build our kingdom for free, okay? They're not going to get away. That's how come they hate us so much, right? Because payback is you know what? Verse 20. And he lifted up his eyes on his disciples and said, Blessed be ye, poor, for yours is the kingdom of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. See? So yeah, we're poor right now, right? It's no fun, okay? But the tables are going to turn. Oh, yes, sirree, they're going to turn. Matthew chapter 5. Everything that the Edomites, the banksters, have stolen from us is going to be taken away from them when Yahushua comes back with the host of angels. Oh, come on, what happened now? Salakia. Matthew chapter 5, verse 3. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for there is the kingdom of heaven. Verse 4. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Verse 5. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Right? The ones that are suffering. Who is suffering? The so-called Negros, Latinos, and speckled birds. Right? Let me go to Matthew chapter 11. Start with verse 5. The blind receive their sight, and the lame walks. The leopard are cleansed, and the deaf hears. The dead are raising up, and the poor have the gospel preached to them. That went all over the world, right? And since the Edomites are so nice and kindly to poison the air, the water, the food, the land, the clothes, and the money, right? Because remember, you so-called Negros, Latinos, and speckled birds. What used to be once money, right? And the rules of money, once they brought in the Federal Reserve notes, counterfeit, they changed the rules of what money was. Well, now they're going to change the rules again, right? Of money having expiration day, right? And different different numbers of the money. You can only buy different things that AI will allow according to what your algorithm shows, right? Verse 6, and blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me. Woo! Let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 6. 2 Corinthians chapter 6. Verse 10. Yahushua therefore hath performed his words that he has spoken, for I am raising up in the room of David. Oh no, wait, I pressed the wrong one. Salakia. I'm hearing some noise outside, so it breaks my concentration. Salakia. 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 10. Okay. As sorrowful, yea, always rejoicing. As poor, yea, making many rich. As having nothing, and yet possessing all things. Woo! Yeah, because these Edomites are making a lot of money off of our people for many, many years. Right? Well, the tables are going to turn, baby. And they're not going to be singing. They're going to be crying when the new kingdom of Yahweh Shem Yahushua comes back on earth. I want to go back to Luke chapter 12. Oh, no, Luke, yeah. Luke. Chapter 12. Verse 15. The other one was what? Verse 6. And he said unto them, take heed and be aware of covetousness. For a man's life consists not in the abundance of the things which he possesses. And you know, the reason the scripture is making that clear, because that's how the Edomites are going to implement the charagma, right? When they're going to mandate that you have to take the charagma, right? The chip, okay, in case you didn't catch it. When they see that you are so addicted to having more money, more beautiful things, right? Don't get, hooked on the material things of this wicked world. Okay? 1 Timothy. Give me a minute, I'm looking for it. Oh, here it goes. 1 Timothy chapter 6. I start verse 7. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. And that's the fact, that's reality, and that's the truth, right? So we should not be too concerned or worry that they're changing all the rules because the Edomites want to own everything, right? Because now that they have AI, okay, now they're going to bring in the cashless society, the invisible money, right? The make-believe and play fantasy land. They want all of us to play their game, their belief system, their fake science, right? It's going to be short-lived anyway. I want to go now to Job chapter 1. Give me a minute. Chapter 1, verse 21. And said, naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return there. Yahushai gives, and Yahushai taketh away. Blessed be the name of Yahushai. That's how we got to be thinking and going through all this suffering. Okay? I'm going to leave it with 1 Timothy chapter 6, and I'm going to start with verse 9. No, I'll start with verse 8. Salakia. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. Right? Now, that doesn't mean that when you hear the word food, because remember, the Edomites are not going to be allowing us to buy the same food that they eat. Right? They want us to eat bugs. Okay? So a lot of us are going to be leaving the city, which, they're going to be closing it down because all cities are going to turn into smart cities. Okay? But they ain't going to be able to stop it. Okay? When the mass decides to leave and walk out, that's it. It's like verse 9. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drowns men in destruction and perdition. And that's what's going to happen, right? A lot of our people too, okay? But a lot of Edomites are going to, get so destructive because they're going to want more and more and more. And, people are going to fight back. People are going to, going to be fed up. So I'll leave it with verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some count it after, they have error from the faith, and pierce themselves through with many sorrows. Yeah, because now they're going to change the rules again. Money, at one time, money itself is not wicked, it's, but the people in charge that are making it's not evil, Slakia. But the people in charge are changing the rules again of what money is and what money is not. And now this time they just want us to play an invisible game, right? They're going to make new rules out of thin air, and then they can change them whenever they want, right? And since this time it's going to be digital, well, now nobody can sue, no company, right? Now the company can rape, rob, and plunder all they want, and if you don't like it, they can cut you off. So be prepared, to be cut off, because a lot of us have been doing the work of Yahweh Shai, and rest assured that AI with algorithm ain't gonna like what we have done for so many years, which is okay, right? I hope that this was edifying, and with that I'll say Shalom.